What is up, guys, and welcome to part 3 of the ultimate guide to Dark Souls 2. So today we are doing Heides City. So yeah, you know, it's relatively a straightforward area, but we're going to obviously cover all the things that you need to get through it easy enough. I mean, for new players, it's probably, you know, it's a little bit harder, maybe, than...
Nah, you've got the fire longsword, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you've got the fire longsword, you're fine.
4 fire longsword, you're going to be fine.
So this is the way you get to Heide. It's the way you came to get the Crimson Parma in the first video.
Yep.
If you haven't got the Crimson Parma, I mean, you don't really need to pick it up at this stage at all, but remember it's in that little alcove to your left that you just passed there. Now, this bit eluded us for quite a while.
It's not exactly obvious that the lever's there. I mean, they could have used like an actual lever as opposed to a stupid fucking string pull.
Like a little cranky thing, because that's what everybody's expecting to look out for. So remember to pick up those items there, and we'll continue on.
I mean, pick up one of those items.
The Broken Thief Sword.
Yeah, it's the Broken Thief Sword. It's garbage.
Our preview window's quite small, so we can't really see what it is we're picking up specifically.
I'm trying to make it out, but
so yes, here we are in Heide.
Your first enemy, the Old Knight.
Now, they look much harder than they actually are. They are pretty easy to dodge, and they take a decent amount of damage.
You don't even need to dodge. You can potentially just sit there and strafe around them, so you don't even need to worry about it. And of course, the Old Knights will drop their entire armour set. They'll drop cracked blue eye orbs, human effigies, amber herb, green blossom. Sometimes they will drop pale stone. And there is a guaranteed drop from this one right here of sublime bone dust, which you use to improve your Estus.
Now, they'll all drop their specific items, which is like the ones that have the great sword, they'll drop the great sword. The ones
shield,
that have...
and of course the ultra great sword as well.
Yeah.
The mace.
Now, they all respawn, aside from that one there that you saw. He is the one that drops his sublime bone dust, and he is the only one that doesn't respawn.
Yeah, every other one respawns. Now, the reason for killing these guys here is quite simply that you can run past, sure, but you want to kill this guy because it actually brings up a lever behind him, which you use for the next boss. And as you can see right in front of us, there's a small platform in that sort of building over to the right when it comes back into view, if it's going to come back into view. And basically, like, that's a very small platform. There's 2 of these levers, that's there. You can see the platform just raising. There's 2 levers that basically fill out the boss room. Speedrunners prefer not to do it so they can cheese the boss, but for the sake of this, we're just going to do it ourselves.
So this one, this particular room, you want to take this in a specific strategy. Kill this guy in the middle. He's easier because for some reason the ones that don't have the shields have slightly less defense. You want to run to the guy on the right and
try and just keep it like that.
If you go into the right alcove, for some reason, if you just fight this guy, the guy on the left ends up backing off. However, if you run back the way you came,
both of them come. Yeah,
so there.
This is like an easy way to do it, and yeah, look, just like you done there, he went back to his little doorway. Now, of course, you're realising that in the last area you were 1-shot and 2-shot most enemies. These guys are bigger. It's going to take you 3 or 4 swings. So,
but
you're doing really good damage for this point in the game.
Yeah. Now, because you killed that guy there, this second little bit will pop up. So you want to pull this lever in order to raise the second platform for the boss room.
Many people just completely forget about that lever. Many people didn't even know it was there. Like our blind run, it just completely eluded us. We thought there was supposed to be a drop off in the boss room in our first try, but as you can see, there is a third sort of section to the boss floor. Now down here, you're going to take on another one of those Old Knights that has the Ultra Sword, so 3 quick pokes should kill him. And there's just, I believe there's a chest down here that contains Blossom.
Yeah, I think it's a green Blossom.
And yeah, you can see the summon sign just over towards the edge. That's Masterless Glencore. Now, the good thing about Masterless Glencore is he's meant to be a summon for this boss, but you can also summon him for the other boss in this area who we'll get to shortly.
Yeah.
Basically. But so you can summon him twice throughout this one area, which is quite cool.
So, we're going to summon, for one of our playthroughs, we summoned Glencore, so we're going to show you footage of beating the Dragonrider both solo and with the summon, and you know, just to compare. Not that it's obviously always going to be easier with the summon generally, but here we are fighting the Dragonrider solo.
How did you die to Dragonrider?
It doesn't matter. The point is, this was actually you that was playing at this point. But
I've never died to Dragonrider.
Basically, Dragonrider is stupidly easy. Honestly, I'd rather fight him than one of the shield hollows.
I mean, stupidly easy unless you're Gary.
All you need to do is strafe to the right. You don't even need to roll, and you don't even really need to block, but he can't hit you, just move to the right. That's it. I mean, that is pretty much the strategy. But we tried to fish out all of his attacks. There's like a couple that he didn't do, but it really doesn't matter.
No, I think we got them all. I'm fairly sure like the only problem we had in terms of trying to fish attacks out of bosses for this first section of the game was getting the last giant to do his sort of belly flop, and Ornstein to do his ranged attack.
Now, when it comes to the Dragonrider, in terms of weaknesses, he is neutral to magic and dark, and he is weak to fire and lightning.
So it only sees fit that you use that fire longsword of yours against him, because, I mean, why not?
And in case anybody...
Two-hand it, poke him down, and that's pretty much all you got to do for the full fight.
Yeah, now in case anybody says, how do you know this is what his weaknesses are?
We tested it.
Basically, I got a crossbow, and I went through every single boss, and I used the crossbow with all the different kinds of ammo to find out what it is that they're most weak to. So
exactly, and of course crossbow's damage cannot be modified by strength. It cannot be modified by dexterity. It is flat base damage, and all the crossbow bolts do the same split damage between physical and their element. So what that means then is that the lightning crossbow bolt does say 90 physical, 110 lightning. The fire one, 90 physical, 110 fire, and so on for all the ammo types down the other two elements. So it is the most accurate test you can get for testing a boss's weakness. So that is how we know for a fact that the Dragonrider is weak to fire and lightning.
Yeah. So Master's Glencore is a fucking boss, and he will make pretty much these two bosses a complete walk in the park. Ornstein may be a problem for some people, but with Glencore, I highly doubt it. He takes so much aggro from you and just flies in and does quite a decent amount of damage. So,
and he's also got the chance to stun the Dragonrider because he uses the Zweihander.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I think it says Y. Yeah, it says Y. Look how fucking quick he is.
I know.
He's like ultra quick with that ultra sword.
Now, if you've also brought the platforms up, then there's practically no way to die to this boss. Like, if you do die to this boss, then just stop playing the game, honestly.
No, I mean, like, there is the chance that you fuck up royally and he hits you while you're at the edge of the arena and knocks you through the windows, or like the gaps in the wall. You can't even call them windows. But yeah, I mean, you should have no troubles with the Dragonrider anyway. He's quite a simple boss.
Yeah.
So you've just acquired the Dragonrider soul. Now what you can do with that is you can make the Dragonrider halberd, you can make the Dragonrider bow, and if you go to the Iron Keep later on in the game, after you've beaten the Dragonriders in Dragonslayer Castle, you can buy their armour off of Magirold when you're at Bonfire Intensity 2. So that means either New Game Plus or Aesthetic.
You could also make the Dragonrider shield. Now, quickly, here's Licia. Now, you saw the things that she sells here. She's the first person that you'll get miracles off of.
No, Malencia sells heal.
Oh yeah, well, the main person. Now, what you want to do is you need to exhaust her dialogue, otherwise you can't progress in the game later on, which is so stupid, but yeah, she is highly important. Now, Licia is a very important NPC, as she's again one of those NPCs where if you kill her, you can buy her equipment off Malencia. If you do kill her,
buy her armor.
Yeah. If you do kill her, she'll drop the Idol's chime.
Yep, it's the Idol's chime. She'll drop the Rotunda Lockstone, and she'll also drop a few, 2,500 souls or something like that as well. But it's more the point that our full armor set is Malenciable as well. Now you do get that by completing our quest line,
which we're gonna do.
Which we are gonna do throughout the process of this guide. But I mean, if you just can't wait, then if you do want to take her on, make sure you're using the Dragonslayer shield. She uses Wrath of God, so a 100% physical shield is perfect.
We'll get to that at the time.
Just in case people are taking her on now, in which case her Wrath of the God doesn't do lightning, it does physical damage. So just have a 100 block shield and you'll be fine.
So we're going to level our character up then now, because it'll make being Ornstein easier. Again, all we're doing is just health and stamina at this point.
Yep, now that we've got the stats for the bow and the Dragonslayer shield, as well as a little bit more equipment weight, we're good. We're good. It's just health and stamina until Iron Keep now.
We should probably talk more about the stuff that Licia actually sells. She does sell the Cleric's Chime, but you can actually pick that up. Oh, and remember, burn the
Sublime Bone Dust. Anytime you rest at the bonfire, check your burn items. Anytime you speak to the Emerald Herald, check for Estus Shards.
Yeah.
You want to give yourself as much of an advantage as possible. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the second bonfire in Heide. because we're going to summon Masterless Glencore
Again.
for the Ornstein fight. Because for some reason that's allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, he can pretty much carry you all the way to Ornstein if you let him. He does a hell of a lot of damage to the Heide Knights.
Yeah, he helps
stuns
getting
them.
there.
He's a very, very good NPC. So all we need to do now is actually go down the stairs and summon him now. This bonfire, we're going to be coming back to this soon because this bonfire leads you to the next area as well. But we'll worry about that when we get there. So
yeah.
Very simply, take out the guy with the Ultra Sword. Fucking easy. 3 swings, dead. And there you go. Drop the cracked blue orb as expected. And Masterless Glencore is available second time around.
So again, while we're just making our way there, we can talk about Licia a bit more, I guess. Now you'll be invaded off an NPC called Nameless Usurper that is actually her throughout the game. Now if you kill her, you'll still be invaded. Not only that, again, the stuff that she sells the faith, the ring that increases your faith by 5. She sells a bunch of useful miracles as well. Now we don't recommend going a faith build anymore because they nerfed lightning spears into the ground. Our previous guide that we had to restart because of the nerf,
faith,
we used lightning spears that were fucking amazing, but now they're just completely useless.
You want to use faith as more of a support role really, as opposed to an offensive role. So I mean, we're not saying faith is completely useless, but you just can't make it useful offensively anymore other than buffs.
Yeah, and in terms of PvE, using the miracle that you'll see later on this video called Heavenly Thunder, it's so useless in PvE, like it's so crap.
Yeah, it's not good anymore. PvP, however, it is good to chain into like backstabs and stuff and try and clip them when they get up, but you may as well use Great Combustion because it's more reliable to hit and it does more damage as well, so... There's just much better alternatives to offensive faith magic. Sorcery is one of them easily, and this is a Divine Blessing. And the third one we've picked up in the game? I believe it is.
Yeah, second or third.
Yeah.
So again,
it's the third one because the second one was Cardinal Tower.
Just making our way up again. I think now again Melissa, I'm pretty sure the chime that she sells is the Cleric's chime that you pick up in Majula anyway.
Yeah, the Cleric's Sacred Chime.
Yeah, so
so that's the one that you picked up with the mace, the Morningstar even, and the binoculars just round from it. So you've already got that. Now, of course, kill this guy, and you guessed it, another lever to drop the drawbridge.
Which is, fair enough. I mean, there isn't a huge amount in Heide, but there is, as you've seen, a few tips and a very important NPC. Now, the reason she's so important is, if you remember on the way to Heide, or in one of the videos, probably the first one, we showed you that there's like a blocked off area.
Passage.
She's the one that opens it.
Yep, that's the Rotunda lockstone that you need to move the contraption.
Now remember to pick up, I think it's 5 human effigy at this point,
and
which is
a
great.
ring of binding, which reduces the HP that you lose when you go hollow. Not entirely useful, to be honest, because anytime you go hollow, once the HP gets to a point where you can't go any further, then you want the effigy.
Yeah.
And it's better to use that ring slot for something like the covetous silver ring, where you gain far more souls.
So this is Ornstein solo. As you can see, his attacks can be a little bit hard to dodge because
just keep going to the right.
They may clip you.
Yeah, they may clip you. Like his horizontal attacks might clip you, but generally speaking,
his jumping attacks are easy enough to dodge. Now, Ornstein is neutral defense to everything aside from dark, which he's strong against, which I think was probably quite obvious. Yeah,
so like you can use anything except dark on him. You can go pure physical. You're going to do roughly around about the same damage depending on scaling, etc, etc. But this is his AoE. This is like a sort of dark, like you remember in the first game he used to do the lightning sort of ass slam. Well, now he does a dark version of it, as well as all of his lightning has been completely replaced by dark. Now at this point we are trying to like take him on solo, as well as bait as many of his moves as possible, because he does have an unblockable attack. I believe it is the dash. There is this one here. No wait, I blocked that, never mind. There is one that he does have that's an unblockable, and I cannot remember which one it is, so just be very, very careful.
Yeah, however, it's clear from that he doesn't really do it very often. Now he does have ranged attacks if you're far enough away from him. Sometimes he won't even do them, he'll just
That's
come
what
up
we're
to
trying to get him to do right now, hence all the shield bait.
See, we're running away, just like do the range, but he doesn't really do them that often either.
I mean, it's easy to spot. His spear glows and then he fires it as per usual. It's quite simple to see.
Yeah, now as you saw there, like, his horizontal attacks, if you roll away from them, like even if you've dodged them, they'll still clip you because they've got a retarded hitbox, as do a lot of things in this game. So just watch out for that. That's probably the thing that'll be the hardest thing to deal with Ornstein.
Ornstein also has 2 leaping attacks. One of them is very simple, very safe to dodge. The other one he sort of delays in mid-air. So there's his ranged attack there. The other one he sort of delays in mid-air, which can sort of throw you off. So just make sure you don't actually go for the dodge until you've actually seen him move, and there's his only other ranged attack.
Yeah. Now he does have like a butt slam, this one here as well.
It's the second time it's happened in the fight.
Is it? Well, yeah. So, I mean, that's really easy to dodge. You just roll back when he does it.
It was much harder in DS1 where you had to roll back like 2 or 3 times, but in this one you just roll the once. I'm sure that there is the unblockable. That slam, I'm sure that's the unblockable.
I'm pretty sure it's a stab attack that you can't be blocked, but...
this is me trying to parry him. Yeah, you can parry Ornstein, by the way. Just so you know, but I mean, we wouldn't recommend it in the same way that we don't recommend parrying any spears, really.
Yeah.
You can parry so many bosses in this game, it's stupid. You can parry Mytha.
Yeah.
Which I find hilarious. What I want to know is, if Mytha throws her face at you, can you knock it back at her? Like you can the guy who throws the Garmaxes at you. Because like, if you time an attack at the right time, then you can knock back a projectile.
Yeah.
Can you do that with Mytha's
there's unblockable.
Is that it? Yeah, because it's not really...
It's basically a throw.
It's a grab attack,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, really. And
you saw there. Yeah. That's the thing we're saying to watch out for. But I mean, again, as you can see, we're just dodging his attacks and hitting him, and do you know what I mean? It's pretty much, I mean, it's like saying, oh, the trick to beating him is don't get hit, but that's
applicable to every single boss in the game. Like,
yeah,
it's like I've done it so many times on Twitch where I'm like, this boss is easy once you learn its moveset, and then at the same time I've went, you know, that's kind of applicable to every boss.
Yeah, aside from maybe the Fume Knight.
No, Fume Knight's actually, I've figured out Fume Knight's easier if you wear Velstad's gear straight away.
No,
it's easier to dodge the sword than it is to dodge the Ultra Sword than it is to dodge the Long Sword, rather.
Now, anyway, here it is with Masterless Glencore, and
it's a fucking cakewalk.
He just takes so much aggro and just deals so much damage, where you can just run away and heal and then poke away at Ornstein, so...
Same as per usual as well, because there's a summon there, the boss has higher defences, a bit more damage, etc, etc. But don't worry about that, because although the boss's defences are higher and such, you've still got another aggro, another aggro sponge.
Exactly.
And Glencore is tanky as hell.
Yep.
He takes a hit, he can stun Ornstein.
Yep.
He'll come in with the jumping attacks with his Wayhander. He'll even heal himself if he gets too low. And when you start getting low, I think he gets more aggressive. Look at him go on Ornstein now that we're low in health.
Yeah, he's even doing all the fancy rolling attacks as well.
Yep, so. He's using that adaptability at 35. But see what I mean? Yeah, he just helped us stun Ornstein, go for the kill, and you probably see him stun Ornstein a couple of times during that fight. Now, the next thing now that we've beaten Ornstein, of course, you've got the old Leo Ring, which improves your counter damage the same way the Leo Ring did in Dark Souls 1. If you're unaware, please Google it, it takes too long to explain. And the old Dragonslayer Soul, which you can make his spear from, which is actually quite good in this game.
Now, this NPC here is called Targrate. Now, I do actually have footage of it, just so you know. Now, Targrate, again, is a Malentiable NPC. However,
you can't do anything with him at this point, so we're going to show you it later on.
You can get his shield from the Covenant, like he is a Covenant character. The only way you can talk to him is by joining this Covenant, and you need to have a token of fidelity, which you can get from using a blue eye orb and helping someone, or from you find the token of fidelity later on in the game.
You can also get it from being a white phantom and helping someone beat a boss.
You can only get his shield from the Covenant, but you can get everything else
from Malencia.
Yeah.
He also sells infinite lightning, infinite boltstone, as well as he sells heavenly thunder and emit force.
Another thing is if you do the Covenant, like if you rank the Covenant up all the way, then he will actually give you his equipment, like another NPC in the game does.
As well as like Wrath of God as well, for instance. It's the only way to get Wrath of God without going into NG+.
Okay, so just to reiterate that, you can get his armour if you kill him and he'll drop his halberd, but the only way to get his shield is by doing his quest. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
And
But you can get the halberd in his armour and that by doing his quest as well, but the only way to get the shield is the quest.
His quest is achieving rank 3 in the Blue Sentinels, which you can do by 150 wins here, I think it is. I think it's 150.
It's 500 for rank 3.
500
Yeah, so
for rank
it's
3.
not even worth it. It takes so long, but that is how you do it.
It's the Grand Spirit Tree Shield, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
not even that good. There's better alternatives.
You get a better spell parry shield in the Lost Bastille.
Yeah.
You get a better one.
So that's that for Targrey.
You get the Golden Wing Shield in Lost Bastille, which is infinitely better.
Now
than
Targrey also sells bolt stones, which is incredibly useful. Did you? Okay.
Yep, mentioned they sells infinite of them at 7,000 or 8,000 souls each, which is really handy, especially if you have decided to go Faith. It means that you can get the Token of Fidelity before the Iron Keep, and you can buy Boltstone from him if you don't happen to get it as a drop, or you just want more than one lightning weapon so you can run through the Iron Keep, because of course you're not going to use the Fire Longsword, are you?
Nah, so really that is an alternative. Like, you can get the Token of Fidelity and get a Boltstone and get a lightning weapon for the Iron Keep. That is a very good strategy. But again,
you don't have to do that, because that spends souls on resources that are otherwise available to you in the game, or there's an alternate, as we will show you in the guide.
Yep.
So right here we are just picking up the last of the stuff on the way to No Man's Wharf. Now, of course, we went from the second bonfire in Heide, and we went the way we haven't went, basically. And of course, right down here, just the knight set, I believe it is, that's here, is the knight set. No wait, the knight set's on the other side. That's the old knight halberd and the soul of a proud knight and all that that's in that corner. But yeah, this is a relatively simple area. Now, there is water in this area as we go lower down, so if you're planning on using a torch, if you roll, the torch will extinguish. You also take less fire damage, so
not that anything does fire damage here anyway, so
not that it's even significant.
I think the water's just here, so it's like, oh, it's flooded. That's pretty much it.
The water's here just to go, oh look, an inconvenience.
Now just follow the path we've went. Like, you could go explore the other areas, but there's nothing there. So,
and this is what I mean here, where you can literally just strafe under his sword and you just keep going that way, and then once you're behind him you just zigzag so that he doesn't pick a direction to swing in. He just goes straight forward and he literally cannot touch you.
Yeah.
Like, you will not get hit by them if you're able to get under their sword arm.
Now, to make a point with this elevator, when it gets to the bottom, it won't open its doors unless you get off the button in the middle, just so you know.
It's the same with every elevator. You have to get off the button before it resets.
So,
otherwise, so like, don't spend half an hour going, why won't the lift open? We've just told you.
So again, if we've missed any information, then remember to tell us and we'll annotate it in. However, I don't think we have missed any information. I think we've given maybe almost too much information.
One more thing to grab here, and it is the knight armor, which is just behind this guy, like up top. There's a box, or chest rather, up top. So yeah, that's like the last item here, and then it's straight to No Man's Wharf, just at the end of this corridor. Basically,
now, at this stage, we are retardedly over leveled as well.
Oh yeah, because of the covetous silver ring +1 from Valencia.
No, we didn't get that yet.
Oh, not got that yet.
No.
Oh yeah, you need to spend like 10k.
Yeah, but we'll show you that when we get there.
Yep. And it's really easy to spend 10,000 now that Valencia has infinite life gems as well as she sells the Firestone for 4k. And we've already spent a grand on her when we bought the Lenigras key.
Yeah.
So another 9,000.
You ideally want to get Valencia's covetous silver serpent ring off her before you get to the Lost Bastille, which we do. But we'll get to that when we get there. Really.
Even though you get a covetous silver ring in the Bastille, you can get the +1 before you even hit there.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it is. And of course, as you can see, Lucatiel's here, so you want to exhaust her dialogue. You'll know you've exhausted her dialogue because you rest at this bonfire and she will disappear.
Yeah.
If she hasn't disappeared when you rest at the bonfire,
keep talking.
Get back up, keep talking to her, she's got more shit to tell you.
And again, she gives you a human FG as well, so that's nice.
Yes. This is very important that you exhaust her dialogue because it's all about completing her quest line so you can get the equipment that she holds.
Yeah.
As well as she is a summonable NPC for some of the bosses.
Yeah, so her,
and
as far as we're aware, her summon sign will only appear. Her summon sign will only appear if you've exhausted her dialogue here. But
yeah, it's true.
Some people have said that it showed up otherwise. Some people have said that you need to exhaust the dialogue, but just exhaust the dialogue in case you want to
exhaust her dialogue so you can advance her quest line anyway, because she actually does give you stuff as you exhaust her dialogue throughout the game.
Yeah.
So you may as well advance her quest line as much as you possibly can. And of course, as ever, to finish the video, we're going to go back to Majula, spend our remaining souls on leveling up, upgrading our equipment, etc, etc. And that pretty much wraps up the ultimate guide to Heide.
Yeah, so now you, like us, are a master of Heide City, despite the fact that some of the information we may give you will only become relevant later on. It's still important to mention this stuff, you know, because the guide is designed to be watched as a full thing, so...
Yeah. And of course, as ever, always check to see if you get the Estus shard before you level up, because you don't want to forget, and it's just health and stamina. So we bring our health up to a nice round number, and then we let the stamina follow up. I think we're going 5 points in health, 5 points of stamina, 5 points in health, 5 points of stamina until we hit the Iron Keep.
Yep.
And I'm fairly sure that we were at near enough fucking 40-40 by the time we hit Iron Keep.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
In fact, I think we were.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up. Here's our stats: 21 health, 20 stamina. That's the difference.
8, 6, 16, 12, 6, 6, 6.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much it for Heide. And of course, you can, when the screen pops up anytime soon, you can click the video on the left, which will take you back to the last episode, which was Forest of the Fallen Giants, and then of course you can click the annotation on the right video, and that will take you to the next episode, which will be No Man's Wharf.
Now, if you want to support us, there is a donation link down in the description.
But know that subscribing, liking, and commenting the video is all the support you have to give us, as well as, if you would be so kind, follow us on Twitch and make a stream. You really do not want to miss out on that. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
If you want to be kept up to date and talk to us, then remember to also follow us on Twitch and Facebook as well.
Oh, Twitter and Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, but seriously, I brag about this at the end of every single video I get a chance to talk about it. The streams are sensational. Like, funniest chat on Twitch, so much interaction between ourselves and you guys, and we've even broke 120 views at one point as well. So please make the next stream, which will be probably a couple of days from now.
And we hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was informative as well.
As ever, if we missed anything out, let us know so we can annotate over the video.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you guys later.
No Man's Wharf. Bye.